Well, who do I have here today?
Well, I'm Robert Moschorak. Good to meet you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Robert.
And we're here to represent Ace Handyman Services today and talk a little bit about our brand, a little bit about what we do, and a little bit about what our charter is and what we want to be for our customers out there.
Fantastic. So Ace Handyman, that connects to like the Crowder Brothers over here in Lakeland?
Yeah, well, we're the sister company of the Ace stores.
Okay.
So the Crowder Brothers and all of those independently owned and operated Ace stores are part of Ace Hardware Corporation. And now, as of about 4 years ago, Ace also has another chain of locations across the U.S. that are Ace Handyman Services. So we literally are the service arm of Ace Hardware across the United States now. And we are now in just about all 50 states
Oh, wow.
in the U.S.
And what are some of the services that they provide? Do they deliver hardware to you or what?
So we do over 1,100 types of jobs for, as you would consider anybody like your typical handyman type service. Anything from all different types of home repairs to also home improvements. Painting, flooring, things that help beautify your home. And the way it works, it is a franchise organization owned by Ace Hardware. So just as the Ace stores are independently owned and operated, the Ace Handyman Services operations are independently owned and operated. So it's basically driven by local business entrepreneurs combined with a strong national brand called Ace Hardware and an operating system as part of the franchise. And instead of stores, we have territories that are set up by zip codes. So we have geographic areas that we have the rights to the brand to manage. And that's how we go about doing our business.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mhm.
Fantastic. There's been many a times. I mean, I just happen to be a handyman myself.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of people out there who don't have access to a dishwasher,
Mhm.
to a gutter cleaning, to a water leak or whatever. And so those services is what Ace, because everybody knows Ace name, and it's been around for how long?
Well, actually, good question. This year, Ace will be 100 years old, and it's
This year?
celebrating its 100th birthday.
Wow,
It started in the Chicago area in 1924.
100 years. So I had no idea.
So it's not only one of the oldest retail brands in the United States, it's one of the most beloved retail brands. We hear it from our customers all the time. They're calling us because they love their local Ace store.
That is right.
And so we can be the embodiment of that experience they have at the Ace store. What we say here is now we're bringing helpful to their home. Now they used to getting it in the store, and now we're the extension of bringing it from the store into your home.
That all wrong. Ace is the place for your helpful hardware.
Ace is the place for your helpful hardware, man. Yeah, and the other one we call it is Ace is the place for your helpful home repairs.
Helpful home repair.
Mhm.
So anybody who wants to get in contact, anybody who has, I mean, how big a job, how small a jobs?
So we actually have we do over 1,100 types of jobs, so they really vary depending on what the customer needs. So they'll vary for anything from putting up a ceiling fan, for example, which is pretty straightforward, smaller job, to doing something more involved, which could be laying new flooring down throughout the home, maybe doing full interior painting of the home. So there's a huge variance in the types of jobs we do and the scope of jobs we do. And we tend not to do jobs that would require general contracting, larger jobs like, building somebody a home, doing a room addition. Those are more for the general contractor community. We tend to focus on, a certain segment, which would be smaller home improvements. A good way to put it is maybe more home refresh type projects where, you've got a couple rooms that are tired, you want to paint or put new flooring, we'll come do that. That type of work really is too small for the general contractors. And one of the big differences between Ace Handyman and the general contractor, most of the work general contractors do is through subcontractors. So they will actually contract with an independent flooring company to do your flooring work, or an independent painter to do your painting work. At Ace Handyman, all of our employees are our employees. We use no subcontractors, which we feel is very important to guaranteeing the consistent service delivery and quality of the work that we do out there every day. And that's actually very popular. When we tell our customers that on the phone and we tell them that, they always say, "Oh, I like that. I like that it's your employee."
That's right, I
And
did.
that you can better guarantee the consistency and quality of the service. Additionally, we provide a 1-year warranty on all the work that we perform.
wow.
So that also gives our customers peace of mind that we stand behind our quality. And if there is something that were to come up, we will come out and take care of it at no charge for a year after you do the work. assuming
Oh,
it's related to
wow.
the original workmanship, or, you know, if there's a material that somehow failed prematurely that we purchased to do the job, we include the materials in that warranty. So
That's
having
fantastic.
all our own employees, having the warranty, all of our employees go through strict background checks. They're insured and bonded by us. So we vouch for the quality of our employees. That's another thing we can do because they're our employees. That's difficult to do when you're using subcontractors because you're dealing with a huge gamut of difference of types of employees out there in companies. And often they don't share the same culture as our company does. So that's very important to delivering the type of service we want to have out there for our customers.
That's great. And if someone needs something like in a hurry, or is it like a 24-hour return? How quick can you guys?
Great question. So it depends on the service, and depends on the schedule. We do not provide emergency services or after hour services, but we always try and leave some space in the schedule to be very responsive within a day or two, sometimes same day, depending on the schedule. Just today, we had a customer that called this morning. We're able to fit them in same day to take care of their service today. So we try, and when it's fix and repair type services, and depending on the timeline of the customer, we try and be as responsive as possible. Most customers that call aren't necessarily expecting to get that work done in the same day, but I'm very happy, and whenever we can do it, we basically try and do it whatever meets the customer's, need or
That's
timeline.
fantastic. And the service area that you provide, is that just Lakeland or is that Polk County, or how big is your?
So yeah, great question. We actually have 4 territories for Ace Handyman. We call it the I-4 corridor. So our particular company extends from Riverview on up through Disney. That includes all of Polk County. It includes a part of Hillsborough County from Plant City over to Riverside area. So that includes Brandon, Seffner, Lithia, all that area. And then we go all the way up through Kissimmee, all the way on up through, really up through Disney, that area.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good sized territory, and we do our best to ensure, the consistency of what the customer experience is for the Ace Handyman brand throughout that area. So we're
That's
very happy that we have the opportunity to provide this service. We know there's a high demand for these types of services. We know people are tired of dealing with handymen who either didn't show up, or they didn't do the quality work, or they left something undone and then they couldn't get them back. And that's exactly why we got into this business, is to bring some professionalism and some consistency of service and improve the quality of the service experience for our customers out there. So we work really hard to do that. And by being part of Ace Hardware, we take that part of what we do very seriously. It's like we know that by representing Ace, we have a responsibility and obligation to make sure we do it properly with our customers out there every day.
That's fantastic. And do you guys request and rely on like Google reviews or anything?
Yeah, so it's, like any company in today's world, you have to be very conscious of your reputation out there and do your best to make sure you're taking care of your customers properly. And frankly, 2 of the biggest reasons customers tell us they call us are because they love their Ace Hardware store, and we have our materials in all the Ace stores to let customers know that we have this handyman service, so the stores recommend us. And also because of reviews, because they read the reviews, they were very impressed with the quality of the reviews, and so those 2 are the most common reasons they tell us. That's why they're giving us the opportunity to perform services for them.
That is fantastic. And if someone wants to get in contact with you, how would they get in contact with you?
Yeah, we just, we have, you can go on the
acehandyman.com?
acehandymanservices.com. You can plug in your zip code right there on the national home website, and that'll take you to our website, and that'll give you all the information you need. It tells you all about the different services we do. It gives you our local contact numbers, and give you some really good, valuable information too in terms of different tips on how to maintain your home. And so we try. Our goal is not just to perform services for you, but we even take it a step further. We want to be your home ally. What we mean by that is if you call us and it's a service that we actually don't perform, we will actually try and put you in touch with what we call one of our partner referrals that we use, people that we've worked with, that we know, customers that have a good reputation. So if we can't do it, we can also put you in contact. And that's the concept of being helpful that the Ace Hardware store has lived on for 100 years. We also want to extend that, even if we can't perform the service because it might be out of our scope. We will give you the name of 2 or 3 providers who we're comfortable that they can perform the service for you, because in the end, we want to be helpful in whatever way that can be for our customers.
That's fantastic. It's more of a relationship as opposed to
We want to
transactional.
be, yeah, your home consultant, your home ally for the stuff we do every day out there. And even if something we don't do, we know a lot of good companies out there that perform quality service at reasonable pricing, and we're happy to recommend them when it's something that's beyond the scope of what we do.
And not only take care of that very first little job, but again and again and again to come back if you need something else in the near future. Something else. That's fantastic. Well, I appreciate you. I can imagine the customers calling. My husband started this job, but he didn't finish it. I asked him for 3 years. Let me call Ace. Let me call Ace Handyman Services.
Well, and the other thing we hear about in this particular market, which I think we can all relate to, and this is what we hear from our customers. I used to do this work, but I'm getting too old for it now. We do have an aging population, especially here in Florida. So that's one of the reasons we chose Florida for our business is we felt it's a market that we can be truly helpful because even where they might still have the knowledge, some of the folks who are used to maintain their own homes just aren't maybe comfortable doing that. And so they're looking for someone they can trust. And trust is huge, right? When you're going to let somebody into your home perform these services, you want the work done properly, you want it done efficiently. And I always say, when you bring people in your home to do work, it's like buying a boat. For most boat owners, the two best days when you buy a boat, they say, are the day you buy it and the day you sell it. Well, in our world, I look at it this way. The best days when you have to have somebody come into your home and do work is the day they start and the day they finish.
I agree.
And so we try and be as efficient as possible and get in, take care of what we need to do it with courtesy, respect, and efficiency, and get out so the customer can get on with their normal, daily life. And so we try and minimize the inconvenience of having to spend the time doing the work in the home, because I think that's important.
I agree. Yeah, I can identify with I have the knowledge, but my body don't let me no more. So definitely. Well, thank you, Robert, very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having us. We certainly appreciate it. And just keep us in mind, Ace Handyman Services, we're bringing helpful to your home. And remember, Ace is the place for your helpful home repairs. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, COhatch, for letting me use this room. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wonderful.